Hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Trying this out for the first time, so bear with me here. You're listening to That Caveman Guy. You can call me Caveman or you can call me TCG. Doesn't matter to me. That is a real nickname, Caveman. Just decided to put some videos out there, give some tips and tricks, see if I can help anyone out. Uh, Try to give some information to people that maybe are playing this year that didn't play last year. And then also, if I've got some tips, if I've got some things that I can share, happy to do it. So we'll get right into it and see if I can help shed some light on some things and give you some tips if I can here. So I'm going to go in the live events. I just want to talk a couple of things here. So one of the things I wanted to make sure that people are aware of, if you played last year, you know that there were quite a few Persona cards that repeated, right? So they came out on one card. Maybe they were in a live event. Maybe they were part of a collection. Um, but they were the Alexa Bliss, for example, was part of a collection at first. Then there was a pack that came out. Her card, it was almost the exact same card. I think it was maybe 1 point higher, went from an 88 to an 89, and it was the Persona card, the same exact card again. So you had a second chance at getting it, and this time it was in a pack. And then eventually those cards in that pack went into the card market, so you could buy it from the card market. So my advice is don't get all worked up and frustrated if you can't get all these Persona cards. Obviously, you can see I have none of them, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not. It's ridiculous what you have to do to try to get them all, and I'm just not worrying about it. There's no point in getting all worked up about it. So they possibly will come out. That developer Brian, whatever his last name is, Mazik or whatever, he did say something to the fact that you will get multiple, opportunities. Part of that could be referring to encores. A lot of these live events, they'll bring out a second time. It's called the encore, and it's the same exact live event. You just get a second chance at it. So that's another thing. You might have a bunch more days that you'll have that you can do it. But even if you don't get it in the encore, a lot of these cards may come out later on, whether it's a amethyst, a diamond, pink diamond. You might have to wait a little while, but they could come out again on other cards. So you may have other chances at them. Not only that, but you have the ringside pass, and you have 5 more seasons to go. So there could be again, higher tiers, pink diamond, diamond. There could be cards that they give you a Persona card, and so if you didn't get it earlier in the game, well, now you're getting it, in the ringside pass. So don't get too worked up. I know a lot of people want it right now. This is a card I want to play with now. This is a card I want to play with now. Don't worry about it. It's no reason to spend real money. That's what they want. They get frustrated when you circumvent the process, and the process is spending money to get these cards. That's what they want. They want their money. But don't do it. So there's cards that I need. Some of these, like I need Naomi, but that's 32 days left. We're going to get more packs on the season pass that comes out here sometime in April before WrestleMania, I'm guessing. So there's a chance I could still get that Naomi before the 32 days. So I'm just not going to worry about it right now. Numbers game, I haven't purchased any of these cards, but I've gotten all except for the Fallon Henley. And it's 32 days. I'm not worried about it. There's no reason to be in a huge hurry. So this one here, you need to get through World Tour London, which I'll show you here in a minute. I don't know if I'll get that, Jade. I don't know if I'll get through London. I'll tell you why. But I do have the Rob Van Dam. That's a good card. It's actually a solid card to use in the Mr. Perfect birthday bash if you haven't done that yet. One tip I'll give you to cheese to make it a little bit easier if you're casual, if you're newer, middle rope jumps can really help you out. And springboard moves too. they help build your special and your finisher meters quicker, right? So rather than punches and grapples, grapples sometimes, you can build up quicker by just simply doing these jumps. Not only that, but you can do your taunts a lot quicker standing on the middle turnbuckle than you can in the ring. If you have CM Punk and you go to do one of his taunts and he does the push-ups, and then all of a sudden your opponent gets up and you're going, ah, crap. You know, you take a little bit of a risk doing your taunts right there in the ring versus getting up on a turnbuckle, top turnbuckle, or the middle rope and doing them from there. They're a lot quicker and easier to do, especially the opponent taunts. Those are really quick to do, and you can do a lot of them quickly and build up your stamina, your yellow stamina meter quickly. So middle rope jumps, I would suggest. Springboard moves. Rob Van Dam has dive bomber and airborne, so you can stun him quicker if you use him, if you've got him, or if you've got someone else that has the dive bomber or airborne. Those help. So pay attention to your badges. Finishers and signatures make a difference too. There's some that are easier to get off that don't get reversed as much, and some that get reversed more. CM Punk has some signatures and finishers that tend to get reversed quite often, I think. So, I mean, he's still fun to use. I still beat Mr. Perfect with him twice, and then I beat him with Rob Van Dam twice. So, with RVD, his signature where he does the rolling senton, I don't think it ever got reversed. Maybe one time, but he rarely reverses that. And the finisher, RVD has two finishers, so those can get reversed, but again, it depends on what you're comfortable with, and also badges, and again, what moves you can get off easily and what take a little more work. So pay attention to those things when you're doing these different events, different matches, because different cards can definitely benefit you more than others. RVD isn't quite as high as CM Punk. You know, he's a Sapphire, and Punk is I've got Punk up to a Ruby. So I do have a 6 chemistry. I got some 5s and 4s. So depends on who you started with, though. My starter pack was with Roxanne. And if you haven't gotten CM Punk and AJ Lee, you got to finish the showcase mode. When you complete that, you get AJ Lee and CM Punk, and they start out as an emerald, and then you can move them up to a sapphire, and then you can evolve them up to a ruby. So this is another one that I have. This is a 5. I was able to do the Penta one, so got him in there. As far as evolve cards, if you're not familiar with them, they're going to be right here. This tells you Joe Hendry's the only one I haven't done, and I probably won't. I went into that 15-minute Iron Man match in the Weekly Towers about a week ago, and I played it with Joe Hendry, thinking I'll get a bunch of pins in there, and I can build up my 50 pins, because that's the biggest one that takes a ton of time, is getting 50 pins, which is insane. Nobody's even using emerald cards anymore, and why they're requiring that just to move up to an emerald is ridiculous. But I went into the Iron Man match. I got 16 pins in 15 minutes. Got done with the match, only to find out that they only give you credit for 1 pin. You have to keep going in match after match. Each match only counts as 1 pin. Doesn't matter how many you get in the match. That wasn't a thing last year that I recall. I think you could go in and cheat a little bit and get those pins in an Iron Man match. Now they're not letting you do that. Another thing I noticed that changed this year, I don't know if anyone else noticed it, cage matches, I don't think you can do middle rope jumps. I've tried climbing up and your guy goes right back down. So they don't allow you to do those for some reason. I don't get why. But I swear you could do middle rope jumps and previous games, you know, in the cage matches. So that's one less thing that you can do in cage matches. And the reason that that's a huge problem is if you go to London, and I'm going to tell everyone, do not be in a big hurry to get that Stone Cold card. Don't go to the market and be in a hurry to buy it. Oh, now I can play more World Tour. Because what will happen is that match will be easy, right? Stream rules, triple threat. You let the other two fight each other for a long time and just sit back. Underground, pretty easy. Triple threat ladder, not too bad. Keep in mind you can do the cheats where you store up 2 finishers and you can skip the first 2 mini games with finishers by on PlayStation. It's R2 and X, whatever your finisher buttons are. But also, the longer you're in the match, the easier the button mashing game becomes. So I don't remember if it was this match or another one. It might have been this one. And I was in it, and I had 2 finishers saved up. I went up and I was going to do it, but then someone was getting up, and I thought, I don't want to take the chance. And for whatever reason, I thought, well, I'm still going to grab it, a briefcase or whatever it is, and try it. Just see how many buttons I got to press. So I grabbed it, and it told me to press X. That was it. Okay. Went on to the next one, X. Just X. Okay. Went on to the next one. It was just X. We had been in the match long enough, and everyone was beat down enough. There wasn't much to press. So the longer you're in the match, the less you have to press. So even if you see someone getting up and you're worried about, I don't want to use my finishers because I don't think I'll get it done on time, just give it a try without the finishers and see how many buttons you actually have to press, because it might not be many. You might be able to get through it quicker than you think. And then this is another underground. Not too bad. This is the one that you'll get stalled on that I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat. It is a steel cage tornado tag, which doesn't sound too bad, but it is pin or submission only. There is no escape. And you are going against a 95 Pink Diamond Kit Wilson and a Diamond Elton Prince. And they are on your butt the whole time. They do not let up. So if you're skilled, I don't know. Maybe you can find a way to do it. If you do, put a video out. Let me know. I'll keep an eye on the other content providers out there, and if someone comes up with a tip, that would be awesome. But it's insane how tough World Tour is. I mean, when you've got people out there that are pretty big names in this, with this game anyway, and maybe with other games too. Jesse Carter from Pro Wrestling Shoot, for example, who are saying, World Tour is basically dead because of the difficulty. And several others out there who are also saying that. When they're saying that and they're frustrated, that says something, That tells you that it is so hard. They call this a 4-star match. It's like a 12-star in my opinion. It's ridiculous. So when the cards come out this week, if you're in a hurry to get Stone Cold, I don't know how much they're going to cost. It's probably going to be ridiculous. I would take a step back and think about it for a minute, because I'm telling you, this match is insane. Probably the other worst match, and I don't remember where it is, it's probably in Osaka somewhere, was a Hell in a Cell tornado tag against, I think it was Io and Asuka. And I don't even know how I beat that one, but I found a way to beat it. I did figure out that my partner, the AI, can kick out of those submissions, because they put submissions on you all the time. They can kick out of them. I can't. So let them try to kick out of it. But anyways, that's the information I got on World Tour. I'll probably put a part 2 on this. But that's what I have on World Tour and MyFaction for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I'll probably, like I said, put out a part 2 with a couple other tips and tricks. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.